Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. This reading is for Wednesday, December 9th, but as always, my intention is for it to be of the timeless nature so that we have a spiritual lesson that comes through that we can keep forever. So, tuning in to the divine order, the divine intelligence of the universe, the cosmic laws of love, truth and wisdom. What is it that we need to know for today? My goodness. Every day is full of reversals lately. Okay, just have to go with it. So with the moon reversed being the theme, well, that has us in a little bit of a quandary when it comes to being careful, being really careful in our lives. It's not a good time to make decisions or take any risks. It's a good time to face our fears, that's for darn sure. But it's not. It's one of those. This might be one of those days where it's not a good day to take a lot of actions. It's a really good day to be objective and not get lost in our emotional reactions, which basically just comes from the fear, like fear of not being able to control our reality and our day-to-day lives. But we always have control over however we respond. We can't control anything outside of our own lives, but we can control how we respond to life. So whatever situation you're going through, it's really important to just be very, very objective and wait until things are more clear. Because when the moon comes in reverse, we're not totally clear yet. It's one of those times where it's good just to try and find clarity on the inner levels, and you might find something may be revealed to you where it's like the thing that could resolve whatever the issue is. It's a really good time to just chill out and face any fears that could be coming up. It can be a card of anxiety, but anxiety is just an unfaced fear. And of course it stems from an experience in the past, which was, probably very scary. So it's about staying in the present moment and not propelling yourself into the future or the past, because there's no power there. We can only control, like the be here now, be present now. So this is one of those days when, and I wouldn't say this is true for every day, because I think it's really smart to focus on how you want to create your future reality, but the way you get there is to heal the past also. So the message here for this day, I believe, is to do everything you can to face your fears so that you can overcome them and get as clear as you can. But it doesn't look to me like an active type of a day. It looks to me like a very, like I said, relaxing, chilling out. And that's especially true when we have the Death Rebirth card reversed, because this can have us in that place where we're like holding on to something because we're afraid of repeating a mistake. But if we go back into our emotional bodies and work on whatever emotionally reactive material is coming up, we can clear it out, and then there won't be any repetition of a challenging issue. So that's really interesting. This is like a fear of letting go. it's one of those situations where it's just about looking within. I see in both of these cards, the images has everything to do about looking within. And then this card with the Six of Wands reversed, this has to do with not recognizing who you truly are. When the Six of Wands comes in, there could be like some giving up. Like, why would you give up on yourself? That's the question. Why would you ever give up on yourself? Why? There's no reason to give up on yourself, ever. Sometimes with these cards, it can be like someone has taken advantage of you in the past. There's that possibility, and so you're feeling like an emotional failure. Like, why did I let this happen? But again, don't give up on yourself. Anytime that we are like used or traumatized, it's always a message to go deeper and to find our self-worth. You know, and it's the thing that has happened forever. We've all gone through those times where we're just deeply down in the emotional quagmire of why, you know, like why does this keep happening? But what we can do is pat ourselves on the back for the fact that we're still here and we're still, you know, moving forward. Even though that means to move forward, we go back. That's okay. That's actually really beautiful. And then just to not be afraid of moving to that next level, to not be afraid of the rebirth coming into your life, even though you're in that uncertain place where you do not know what it looks like. This is like being, you know, like in the birth canal, but this could be like being stuck in the birth canal, and you need to push through, get yourself through, even though you don't know what life looks like on the other side. Because when the moon is straight up, this can be a very, very creatively fruitious time. You know, it can be very inspiring. But I always say, you know, it's like that old Carl Jung quote about looking at, you know, your higher consciousness, but also looking at whatever is unconscious. And the quote is, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life or control your life, something like that, and you will call it fate. But we create our own reality, so there's nothing that is fated except for to re-experience wherever we've been out of alignment with spiritual law, out of alignment with the truth and the way life works, and out of alignment with all the beauty and love and power that we are. You know, we're all made of you know, love, power, and peace. And our challenge is always to use our power in the most peaceful ways and in the most loving ways. Which means that, you know, we're honest and we do our best to be effective, and we have a lot of love and compassion and you know, empathy, and that we're trustworthy. And then being very present with whatever needs to be you know, devoted to. And then to be in that place where we can, you know, discern and integrate and synthesize all of our past. There's a lot of, you know, past in this card. But then also to be detached. This could be about being detached from the past and not letting it control the future. It's a brand new life. These cards can come through when you're I'm cracking myself up because this has happened before to me so many times. when you don't really pat yourself on the back and you don't acknowledge all that you've done in the past, it takes a tremendous amount of deep inner surge to let go and surrender, right? But if you don't know where you're going, that can be hard, because it's kind of like a trick in the mind. It can be a bit of a convoluted kind of like danger zone, but it's not really. If you just surrender to the natural order of the universe that is always moving in the direction of getting you back home to who you truly are, because that's how we're all wired. We're all hardwired in that direction. So why fight it? And when this card comes in, there's a real need to pat yourself on the back. This card has to do with not allowing any failure from the past to control your life anymore. And this time, you can take all that hard-earned consciousness with you, everything that you've created in the past that has worked out the way you want it, hold on to that and let it carry you forward. And it'll be a whole new reality for you, where you can surrender to the wise unconscious within and let it create a whole new big old change in your life. Big changes. And what I was cracking up about before is that when you get through it, it's like you're a whole new person. You're a completely new person with a whole lot more self-love and self-trust, and you know that you can create anything that you want, just about, within reason here on earth. It's, one of those things we have to surrender to. But to remember what you've done in the past. And don't be afraid of the attention that might seem kind of scary right now when you're in a very tender baby place that hasn't made it out of the birth canal yet. See what you can come through. See what can come through to you. See what you can get out of this transition of being. Let yourself be in that place of just chilling out and not fighting it, and not having to be something right now. Like if you're in the chrysalis of the cocoon and you're dissolving, and you think, maybe, I hope I'll be a butterfly, maybe. But then again, you could be in that place where you're dissolving everything that you are not, so that the true you can come through. And so you could be going through one of those stages where you don't know who you are, and that's okay. To allow yourself to go through whatever it is that you need to go through in order to heal. And to just surrender to that. And don't be afraid of it. Never be afraid of it. Because when you go through the unconscious material that needs to be gone through, you'll find your wise unconscious there that is guiding you. It's like the mystery of your higher self that, it's that inner whisper that says, well, let's try this. Or what do you think about this? Your guides and your guardian angels, they will always be inspiring you. But again, you have to chill out and give them that time. And then at some point you're gonna have a whole new reality where you're seen in a new way, in new light, and be recognized. But you have to recognize and acknowledge yourself first. Everything's an inside job. And that's what will move you like out of the birth canal into a new reality. So, okay, well, that's all I have for today. Thanks you guys for listening as always, and take good care. Okay, love you. Bye.